Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 5. In the last episode, I finally got my catwalks. Woohoo! Alrighty, so let's just dive right in. Thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thanks. Okay, so now I have that schematic, which I'm going to add to number 3. Organization. No, architecture. So the ones I like are the stairs. So I'm going to go the corner first, the catwalk second, that one third. I don't do the ramp because if you have the stairs, you don't need the ramp. And then that. And then I'll commonly add foundations into 9 and a power line into 10. And that pretty much covers me. Yeah, pretty much covers me. The jump pads, they're... Yeah. If I have a parachute, then I don't mind them. They're okay. They're usable, I guess. Without some way to land, without having to put yourself in jelly, I don't find them feasible. I don't find them something that I play around with anyways. They're fun. They're, for I don't want to call them a joke, but I don't usually goof around with those. Oh, wait, okay. So, now is decision time. How am I going to set myself up this time around? And I'm thinking... I want to be on top, there, down, turn, and then there, down. Okay, so now that I've gone up to here, we want to go vertical, and I don't commonly... So there's some choices here. You can either go here, which you know what? I'll be honest, I don't normally do that. I usually go here. What this ends up doing is it organizes me a little better. Just a personal thing. Okay. Actually, you know what? I goofed up. The stairs are number 3. The straight catwalk's number 4. Okay. Oops. No, the stairs. How did I goof that one up? There. Stairs. I don't usually use the ramp, everybody. I don't. It's just not something I use. Okay, so... we are... default zoop. We are there. Okay. One more. This might not work. Okay, no, it's not going to work. Okay, so I did not space myself right. So where do I want to change this? I'm holding the control key down. Okay. So where do I want to change this? Okay, so here was a thought I had while I was doing other things. And can I get up there? No, just will fall down too. Come on, there we go. Okay. When I build a miner on, say, this down here, I really thought I got rid of that last time I played. If you look, I think I'm going to run into it. The other thing is that the MK2 and MK3 miners are a little taller. So, give me a second. I'm going to raise this whole thing by 1. In order to cover this up. So you can do it a couple different ways. Later on, when I have the foundations, there's half foundations that you can get for this. Okay, and you can fill it in with that. In order to do it right now, I usually take one of those, and then I use this one. And you just put one here and one there in that fashion. And then that gives you a little, walkway, so you're not messing up. I do not have... Okay, so we're going to go... Okay. So, now to get up to the next... I start here. I thought it was 6. I'm going to run out. It was 5. Okay. So, as my explanation went last time, that's not enough. So, what do I need for this? I do need, 44. I'll be able to go 11 high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I like to have a space for... It's nice to have space up top. Okay. And that'll work. Oops. Oh, it's good to have barrel nuts. Okay, so that'll work. That'll work just fine. So that will accommodate. That's my splitter setup, by the way. So let's bounce onto here and go 10 that way. Now, so this level that I'm on right now, that I need to go get more concrete for and everything else, is my logistics level. This bottom level brings commodities in. It gives enough room to put train station underneath. It gives lots of room. Plenty, extra, overabundance of room. Tons and tons. Later on down the road, as the factory grows bigger and bigger, and like I said, I go tap these mines, I like to have everything on one level floor. I don't like to have... Yeah, well, maybe I'm a little weird that way, but I don't like to have multiple different floors. So... then the next level is where the splitters come in, okay, and the eveners and the evener system to keep everything even. Somewhere in a previous episode, I mentioned 3 different kinds of mines. Hard to gauge what you're going to come in on, and yeah, I mean, I got my own kind of way to doing it, I guess. Gotta go with what I do, right? Foundations, are they really that expensive? 5. Yeah, I just got enough of it. Okay. I just ran out of plates. When I'm doing the continuation of the fact, like where it goes from here, I like to get the framework of it in, which is why I did things in the way I did. I probably could have done it differently and faster and da-da-da-da. You know, I mean, like I could have done it a bit differently. But I'm in no rush. Now that I've got what I've got going, I'm in no rush. Top floor is where the space elevator goes, which means I still have to save for that. The space elevator is here, by the way. Okay, so you'll look, it's like 250 plate, 1,500 wire, 500 concrete, and 400 iron rod, which I have everything, well, on me. You know what, I probably could have picked up the whatchamacallit stuff back there, the wire. I probably could have grabbed that. You know what? I'm going to switch you guys. Because I'm using more... Oops. Let's go 3 of those. And let's 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to need them for this and that. So there you are. And let's grab a few more. I think I'm okay for everything else. Yeah. Okay. Once again, I lost where I was. I never do that. Okay. So, one of these. Let's take it off as Zoop. Then one of these. And then another one here. Okay. So now this will, this is the, oh, so I'll show you how that goes probably next episode. I just want to get the basics in here. We will, that way, put you on hand, go back to you, there, grab that, change it to Zoop, whoops. The logistics level. I'm going to go back when I go to mix this. I'm going to like laugh at myself for not remembering where I was. The logistics level isn't very thick. It doesn't need to be. I've run it differently. Okay, so in... Oh. Here's the funny part. If I'm going to explain this, then I have to have a few things. Zoop. Yes, we want a Zoop. Now, because everything's the same level, it all works out the same, which is why I do it same. I put everything in the same place. I don't mess around with it that way. Everything's, you know, it's uniform, all the rest of that fun stuff. But it allows me a way to get up in, I mean, imagine this being a grid, and it's going to continue on that direction. It's going to continue on that direction, this direction. And of course, this, you know, I mean, all, you know, it's going to continue. It's going to expand. And then each portion this takes, like I said, has taken care of different parts and different pieces and all the rest of that fun stuff. I leave myself lots of room. I used to cram myself in like this over here, and then spaghetti madness ensues, and I really hate spaghetti madness. I would rather have lots of space. I believe I'm done. Yes, I'm done. Okay, so I got everything. I need to get the space elevator in, and then I need to start growing that part that I need. I cannot remember how many of those I need. It has been a while. But we should have some coupons. We do. Only 3, though. That's kind of horrible. Yeah, we got 20 of them. Okay, we don't have a need for them right now, so I'm going to dump them in. And watch these points excel. 1 coupon. Which is why, if you're not going to run... Alright, here you go. 5. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think I need 6. Grr. Okay. That's not what I was looking for. Basic steel production. The hub tier 3. Okay. Well. I don't really care about asphalt yet. That's a yet thing. Fix-it specials? No. We'll get the boombox and the statues later. And of course I use the factory cart. And I want my coffee cup. All the parts and pieces. Ah. Okay, so I got 5 points. That's 3. That's just... One, 2, 3. I would love to have that. But that's 4, 5, 6. These are the other foundations that you can get. That's that half foundation that I was talking about. Yeah. Believe it or not, don't care about walls just yet. Yeah, I know. I know. Don't care. Yeah, don't care. And then the specials and the equipment and the parts. And the parts are to me is the same as the equipment. No, sorry. Parts are not the same as equipment. But they're the same that I'm not going to buy them. Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to get the pillar. Alrighty. That gives me lots of parts and pieces. Now I can show you. Let's go to number 4. So, the way I have done my in the past, you lay down a foundation. Okay, imagine this continues. Okay, and the walls continue. You build this structure, and it goes across the landscape, and it's X meters tall. You know, however tall you need it to be, and then you organization logistics. Let's put. You know what? Let's go here. So 4 is now you. 5 is now the wall mount. 8 will be you, and 9 will be you. Okay, so the what you do is you run that kind of clips into the ceiling, so you can run 3 of these. Now on MK3 belts, okay, this doesn't really work. Okay, it's still going to clip, but I won't run the 4th one because the plan is to run a foundation on the top of this. Okay, so I don't run I only run 3. So you can run your, and then you do the same. Oh, neat! They put that in the game. Oh, this is new. Oh, thank you, devs. Oh, that is just. I'm sorry, that's a wet dream. Okay, okay, let's not go there. Wow. Okay, but now I can't. I'm having a hard time placing that one. Okay, so let's go there and there. Oh, yeah, that's just too nice. Okay, so this is your transport belts. You build a box, and then you put all these inside. You put a roof on it, and it's pretty easy. You just run that, and then run this. Oops. Come on. And then run that. And there's your box. Right? And that goes there. Okay, and your box, that's you know, foundation on the bottom. You put one of these short pieces of wall down below to cover up, because it'll show just like the top did. Okay. And that's your box. You run that. Now, if you really wanted to, and I don't know whether I can show this. It's got to be under, yeah, here it is. Okay, it won't work. There's a smaller pillar, okay? And you can run that pillar inside. It's total clipping. It's freaking spaghetti madness clipping, okay? But you can run another belt in here, okay? In which case you run another extra set of 3 belts. If you put the pillar in the right place, obviously. Okay. So let's put the pillar in the right place. It's a skinnier pillar. It's the metal. Looks like I-beam, and it goes roof to ceiling, and it doesn't clip as bad. Okay, it looks much, much better. But then you can run belts. 3 sets on the inside. And yes, clipping all over the place. Okay. But if you really needed to, you could run 9 belts inside. It is possible. I don't usually, I'll be honest. For me, 6 belts is enough. And if I need more, commonly what I've done is I've stacked this up higher, and I'll go 2 sets of walls, and then I'll run 12 belts. 6 aside, 12 belts. You can even run, I think you can go 7 aside and go 14. This covers it. It doesn't show through. As you're also press the control key for those who don't know, and you just mouse over everything, and you can get rid of it all in one. I can't get that back. Oh yes, I got it. Okay. Pretty much everything, I guess. And that's how I run when I have multiple belts. When I have multiple things that I want to run, I'll commonly use the big pillar, right? You put a big pillar down, and then you grab concrete, you put that too high, and then you take your foundation, it's in this page, and you put that in the middle, and then you make it look good. You could even run the smaller support pillar for this. Not a big deal. Commonly, that's how I've run my stuff in the past. It makes it look nice and neat and tidy, and then you can color the walls, and you can do all sorts of fun stuff to make it look good. And that comes in commonly just under this wall, or just under this level. What am I looking at? Okay. Now, I'm going to save the evener system for next episode. Yeah, maybe even the one after that, because what I want to do is I want to run a bunch of iron into this and then do a bit of an episode on it. The reason I run the evener system I do is because it works. Now, this is the one. Vertical. So, logistics level. Let's not fall off of here. Zoop. I don't think I went far enough. Okay. Do. So on this level is all of my I basically call it the logistics level. It runs everything between I'm gonna go run and see about this one. It runs everything between where the commodities come in, such as iron, and that iron gets turned into smelted and whatnot just below us. And then on this level, it gets moved around the factory. Okay, so let's go up. Oops. Okay. So now, turn. I've made it, I guess, because, yeah, it's going to happen. Okay. 4 is more than enough. I've done 2 in the past. I thought 3 would work, but it does actually have to be an even number. I would wrap around and go up one more, but that's 2 levels. I don't want that thick of a logistic level. I want to be able to touch the ceiling in here, which is if we put that there. Okay. This allows me to put ceiling mounts, which I'm going to be running lots of ceiling mounts, lots of zoop zoop. 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to fall. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can push 7. It might clip into the ceiling a little bit. Let's take a good look at that. 7. Okay. I don't know about you, but I like to plan out all my stuff beforehand. So, see, now that clips a little bit. You know what I mean? That's pretty close. Yeah, that's pretty close. But that gives me 6 stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And then you can run, which one call it's off there, and 6 high. And then you can have, you skip a level, or you skip a, let's see if I can give you a gist here. I'm going to have 6. I'm going to have stuff running around this level. Okay, so okay, and then you're going to have, this is just going to happen. I ran into this problem before. You want to be able to run around this level. You don't want to get blocked and messed up. So you want to be able to run things back and forth. And I hate clipping. It's call it a pet peeve. It just is. And in the past, I've run, in this situation, I've done this before, where I come along and I'm like, oh, I gotta cross this, bummer. So then I'll go down. And if you plan it right, and then you go back up. Yeah, it works. Okay, you're running your stuff, but then you can't walk. I found when I'm running stuff down here, I got pipes, I got conveyors, I got all sorts of stuff down here. Now this level doesn't have any smelters, it doesn't have anything. The only thing I gotta make sure I can do, let me just get rid of this, this was all just for demonstration purposes for you guys. There were a couple of mentions as to, and on Discord as well, but I think somebody mentioned in the comments they were going to wonder how this was all going to work out. I'm pretty painstaking when I set out my factories. After I organize it and put it through my eveners, I put it into smelting stacks of smelters. The way I do this is pretty simple. You put up a wall, then you put up a smelter, and you put it pretty tight. You know what I mean? It's more important that the smelter is in the middle of this wall. You know what I mean? Basically, the middle of the smelter is the middle of the wall. You don't want to be clipping on the far side, though. To me, anyways. Like, I mean, yeah, okay, legally I can put that there, but that doesn't look good there, right? So I make sure I'm in the middle, which is there. And then, because it's a smelter, you can go that close. You can't go one more. One more would look bad. One more would be here. Okay, I can't do it, but one more would be right here. And it just doesn't look good. To me, that clips in. It's no thanks. No thanks. Okay, so, and it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I go 9 for a couple of different reasons. One, the wall works, okay, on 9. Yes, I could move this one over 1, okay, meaning that's where it should be, and I could move it 1. Okay, this would allow me more space on the far end, and sometimes I do that. Okay, but for for this, hang on, sorry, hang on, I missed a step. That has to go there. Then these go across. And okay. And one up top. Now, this runs nicely. If I look at the crawl up the ladder here. Okay. This does actually... Oops. Yeah, I should fly and whatnot, but... Okay, so if you look... lights. So, the top of the smelter clips in... Sorry, I messed up. Top of the smelter is not supposed to clip in that badly. Two walls. Okay. Now, the top of the smelters aren't clipping in. The fun part is to get a stairway up there. So I will commonly build it and then bring it down. Problem with that is underneath. It sticks through. So there's no real way around it. Sometimes I'll put thicker foundations on the bottom so that this doesn't stick through like that. Otherwise, there's no real way to get a stairway up on this. It's kind of... I mean, because if I go this way, I can't... There isn't any free play. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't... So I got no real recourse. Commonly... And then I start, I build another section of smelters here. Flippity flip. One that way. And that fits. Lots of room. I could raise up the bottom one to make it fit. So the reason I go 9 is pretty simple. It's the math of it. 7... If you put a splitter here in front of that one, you split a splitter here in front of that one, put a splitter here in front of that one. Without hooking all this up, you get the point. It's 3 come out of here, go into those 3, 3 out of here into those 3, 3 out of here into those 3. Okay, so math time. A MK3 belt, which is where I'm going to be stuck quite a bit of the game before I can get the MK5s, holds 270 resources. Sorry, I worked a long day here, so I'm going to try to explain this. 270 resources on any because the iron is 30, the copper is 30. This is for iron and copper. Okay. So if you look at these 30, 60, 90, 9, 18, 27. One singular MK3 belt coming out of, sorry, my evener system, which will be full belts at MK3. Okay, I don't care what mines are on the far side, as long as I don't draw 9 lines. You see where I'm going with this, right? It'll be X in, and I'll write down the amount coming from the mines. This mine's giving me 30, this mine's giving me 60, this mine's giving me 120. Okay. Or is it 30, 60, 90? Oh, sorry, that's 50%. 120 per minute on an MK1, 240 per minute on an MK2, and 480 per minute on an MK3. Okay. That's irrespective of the belt that you put on the piece. Now, like I said, an MK3 belt will haul 270. So an MK3 belt will handle a pure node up to an MK2 miner. Once you go past the MK2 miner and you put an MK3 miner, well, anybody that knows the tech trees and how to get there, you're really looking at MK4, MK5 belts anyways, okay, by that time. So a pure node will shove 240 onto a belt. The MK3 belt will handle 270. A normal will handle overclocked to 200% on an MK2. Okay, so in other words, 200% on a normal is equivalent to a pure. Now I'm throwing a bunch of figures here, and maybe I'll put some figures on the actual board here while I'm doing this. Okay. Now the impures, well, you'd be really hard pressed to overload an MK3 belt with an impure deposit. I mean, you'd be pretty hard pressed to do that. An MK3 miner at 250% overclocked will only do 300 per minute. So like I said, I mean, you got to do a little bit of work to get it to shove that much resources on an impure. So now the reason why I'm pointing all this out, when you bring resources in on a singular base, you're not going to get the same numbers. And so you have to put it through an evener system. That evener system, when it comes out the other end, like I said, for most of the game, I am stuck with MK3 belts. I could go to MK4s, okay, but then that's quite expensive, to be honest with you. It's I go MK1, pretty much wait until MK3, and then I go MK3s everywhere until I get to MK5, meaning that I skip the 2 and I skip the 4. Now, when I say skip, I don't mean totally skip. There are a few places, like I've already used MK2 belts over at the sink, okay, just to make sure things are floating properly. So, anyways, neither here nor there. This bank of smelters will run one singular MK3 belt. With the way smelters work, you notice that it's 30 in, 30 out, 30 copper, 30 out. Okay, so on the other side of this, now we're looking at 270 ingots coming out. And if I have commonly 4 to 6 banks of these smelter banks, and if I have 6 of them, right, well, if they're all full, that means 9 lines running in, 6 lines running out. I'll have basically 1,600 iron or copper ingots running. Now, here's where this becomes important. Okay. Let me flash a picture across the screen here. Where is it? Blah, 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 blah. Where did I put it? Where did it go, George? In game. There you are. Okay. So using the Satisfactory calculator, and maybe I'll shove a whatchamacallit in the thing down below. What I did was I put in just 3 buildings of turbo motors, 3 buildings of supercomputers, 3 buildings of batteries, 5 buildings of heavy modular frames. You see my point here, right? Like that's, well, go way back over to here and you'll see that that comes out to like 6,000 or 2,838, 39, 4,100 per. Okay, so if I'm going to keep everything in a main base and I'm just factoring in a couple things, so these numbers start to get outrageous. They really do, especially the iron ore. So having multiple banks of iron coming in and running and having trains bringing me ore, all sorts of stuff, and then having multiple banks of this, now do you see, like I don't do 10,000 turbo motors. Hey, great, fantastic if you got that done. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at trying to have, you know, some basic stuff for the end of the game. And that's still going to be a monstrous build. Oops, I took out a... Okay. And I already know it is, because this is not my first rodeo. So, in order for me to get there, I have to get this all organized. And now you see, you got kind of an idea as to how I'm going to organize myself. What I got to do is get the evener system running. I got to get all of that in. Oops. Gee, I'm just taking stuff out all over the place here. I got to get all that into place. Okay. And I want to build this bigger. I want to go out and I want to have 4 of these before I start. Okay, before I do anything, I want to have 4 of these set up. And then I'll have a better idea as to where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be doing. My next is, well, objective, build the space elevator. So, kind of the reason why I do this and build it this size and do what I'm doing, and I have to go up yet, okay? But part of the reason why I do all this is because this puppy fits beautifully right here. I mean, it really does. You know, with lots of space, and it'll be up top, and it'll be on top of there, okay? But this fits just nicely up there. And then I put, you know, the hub, the MAM, all the stuff, right around, and I build myself a little area. I build it so that I can bring a train in, because I'm not going to be running mods this time. I have in the past run a inventory mod, and it just increases the size of my inventory, because this, well, hey, this game doesn't quite give enough inventory space personally. So I've run this inventory mod in the past. I won't be doing that this time. Now, my first original 3 maps or 4 maps were all solidly vanilla. Whoops. So I already know how to run this game in vanilla without any mods. I use a builder train. Okay, so I bring a train, all the way up here. And actually, it goes on top of there, on top of this level, because this is the top level of the factory. So I'm going to build myself all of that, and I'm just going to build the framework, okay? But I'm going to do that kind of pausing the camera, because I don't think you guys want to watch me sit and build that now that I've explained my madness. And like I said, this is logistics level, and then up here is the top level of the factory. This is where I finally build my stuff. This is where I finally do it. And then from there, I still go vertical again, but it's not Usually not another floor. It's normally same as the smelting down below. I have banks of constructors that do certain things, and I just build vertically because, well, in the past I've built vertically. I don't know. Maybe I'll go horizontal. Maybe I'll make this the top level of the factory, and I won't mess with that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that'll be this episode because this has been a good episode. Yeah, this ought to come out in the wash at another 40 or so minutes. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for supporting my channel. You guys are awesome. Seriously. It's one thing to play the game. It's another thing to try and produce content for it. But yet it's yet another thing to have people actually like it, comment it, follow you, and ask for more. So you guys are awesome. Thanks. And thanks to all my supporters of the channel. This wouldn't be possible without all them. And hey, one of these days, hopefully I'm not coming home bagged and tired and trying to put out episodes and then struggling, blah, blah, blah. When and if that ever happens, great, fantastic. And I'm gonna thank all of you guys all the way along for helping make that happen. So cheers, and you guys have a good day.